going to be doing a 2028 election prediction, but if Elon Musk starts a third party, and I also decided to add in a fourth party, because I feel like if Elon Musk started a third party, like a third, or I guess, honestly, in this, I'm assuming that he basically just kind of funds the Libertarian Party, and they become a much more popular party just because of how rich Elon Musk is and how much money he can put into the Libertarian Party. And then I think if Elon Musk really funds the Libertarian Party and they become more of an option for the American people, I could 100% see Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Ro Khanna going off and basically starting their own party, or I guess revitalizing um, the Green Party and basically turning it into the Bernie Party. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Now, there's not really going to be safe states in this scenario. You know, every state's going to be hard fought for. I think the only state that might be safe in this scenario is Vermont for the Green Party, yes, because of the support Bernie Sanders has there. And then maybe you could argue like few of these like more red, less libertarian states, like South Carolina maybe, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Now, yeah. So I do think Texas will still be won by the Republicans, but will be very hard fought for. And I also, because of Marco Rubio being on the ticket, I still think that JD Vance and Marco Rubio will be able to win Florida. Um, I think South Carolina would probably go to JD Vance and Marco Rubio, and they could probably get Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and like Oklahoma maybe. But I do have Rand Paul and Chris Chase Oliver. I do think Rand Paul would be able to win Kentucky and West Virginia, both very solid red states. And honestly, I think in this scenario, I think that these basically the two third parties, the third and fourth party, would be working towards really setting the foundations for one of them to win in 2032 or 2036. So I don't know if they're really going for a win. I think in this scenario they're really trying to set up their foundations. Any other honest I could see Rand Paul winning like Tennessee maybe, doing his best to win Tennessee. And then we could maybe even see him go and campaign in like the Great Plains. We could see him. I could 100% see him uh, winning Utah too. I do think JD Vance would still be able to win Kansas, Nebraska, all of these states over here. Maybe Rand Paul puts up a fight in the Great Plains to try to win them. I do think Rand Paul and Chase Oliver would be able to win Alaska, and then JD Vance could probably still get Arkansas, Missouri, and Iowa. Iowa's gonna be hard fought. I do think I do think this district of Nebraska does flip to the Republicans in this scenario. Over here, I still do think Democrats hold on to California, but it's still very hard fought. And Oregon, but I could see Washington flipping to AOC and Rokana, Ro. I don't know why I said that. I still do think J. Vance and Marco Rubio would be able to keep Arizona too. I do think Nevada would flip over to the Democrats. Same with New Mexico's probably gonna say Democrat, and same with Colorado too. I do think AOC could win Hawaii by some closer margins. With JB being the governor of Illinois, you could possibly see him fund Democrats still being able to win Illinois, and honestly, Democrats would probably still be able to win Minnesota. I do think AOC, honestly, I could see her winning New York, especially with New York City. What seems like they're about to elect Zoran Mondani. That definitely is going to help him. I think Rhode Island and Connecticut and Massachusetts all could flip too to AOC. I Westmore would still be able to win Maryland because with Pete Buttigieg, DC probably still goes blue. Uh, Virginia probably stays blue, but it's still pretty hard fought. And then North Carolina could go a lot of ways, but with their with their senator, with Trump basically primarying the senator, I could see in this scenario maybe like Elon puts up a strong third party senator. And honestly, I would not be surprised if Rand Paul and Chase are able to win North Carolina. I do think Pete Buttigieg and Wes Moore would be able to win Georgia, just barely. Then JD Vance would probably still win Ohio, barely, and Indiana. Then if we go to New Jersey, a lot could happen in New Jersey, but I still think Pete's going to be able to keep it. I think Wisconsin probably goes to JD Vance in this scenario. Then I think I think Pete could honestly JD Vance and Marco Rubio will probably keep Pennsylvania, and then Westmore and Pete Buttigieg would be able to win Michigan. Then New Hampshire's probably gonna flip to JD Vance, and this district of Maine might flip, but I think it'll probably stay with, and probably AOC would be able to win this district of Maine. But overall, Pete Buttigieg and Wes Moore win Maine as a whole. And yeah, this is what I think would happen in a scenario where basically America have multiple parties, and Elon starts off this new, or I guess just puts hundreds of billions of dollars into a new third party. So clearly, this would go to the House, and in the House, I do think the House would probably elect Pete Buttigieg and Wes Moore. I do think Pete Buttigieg and Wes Moore would get the popular vote in this scenario. Um, and also could totally see AOC and AOC maybe telling the Congress people that want to support her to go to Pete Buttigieg maybe. But honestly, or maybe AOC tries to build a coalition to vote for herself. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and peace out.